we all make mistakes sometimes, and we all step across that line. But nothing sweeter than the day we find. It's hanging over him like the clouds of Seattle, and raining on his swag, falling deeper in the saddle. It's written on his face, he don't have to speak a sound. Somebody call the 5-0, we got a man down.
Hey, how's it going? We're sitting here with Tyler Frederick from Tyler Frederick Fitness, future celebrity fitness trainer and a nutritionist. So, Tyler, what's your vision for this?
For sure. My vision behind Tyler Frederick Fitness is a healthier life is a happier life. And I just want to see individuals and families just come fully alive in fitness and health and just be the man and woman that they were created to be. So my vision behind this is to just see even like marriages that are just one signature away from a divorce, just come together, being healthier and just, being reunited again in marriage, seeing, maybe a female who has no self-esteem, no self-confidence, just comes and just feels good about herself, just feels more excited and passionate to just show off who God made her to be. And so that's kind of what we believe behind this. And back to you.
All right, hey folks, so we'll take question number 1. Sarah from Edmonton asks, I'm a college student at U of A and can never get a good diet plan in. My diet right now consists of a lot of liquid meals and shakes. Is that good or bad?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, liquids in is basically liquids out. So if you can, try and get a meal in, because when it comes to whole foods, you get the full macronutrients in whole foods versus liquids, right? So if you can, Sarah, pack like a meal or 2 in the morning, just bring it to school if you can. But if you absolutely can't, like you can't lug this around from class to class, you just feel like it's inevitable for you to do, well, you know what, then a shake or a liquid thing, if that's all you can do, then stick with it. Basically, at the end of the day, you want to have your calories in versus calories out for if you want to lose weight or gain weight, depending on what your goal is. But like I said, whole foods is better than liquids, but if you can only do liquids, but just try and stay motivated and record what you eat and drink and that throughout the day, so you can actually keep track of basically what you do. So.
Yeah, recording is huge. That's great. All right, question number 2. Josh from Sherwood Park asks, should I do a fasted cardio in the morning or should I eat breakfast beforehand? And what do you suggest?
What do I suggest? Well, personally, what I do is I don't really like to get up that early and do cardio. So for me, I always have a breakfast in. There's always been a big dispute, like whether you should eat before you do cardio in the mornings or do fasted cardio. They've done studies for both, and they both have been beneficial. There's a plus to one and plus to the other. I don't think really in the end it all matters when it comes to cardio. If you can get a small meal in, like a banana or a shake, do it, because you'll feel more energized for your run. You'll be able to push yourself harder. But if you can't eat anything in the morning, then sure, go do a fasted cardio. But when you're doing weight training, you have to have food in you. You need that energy. So if you're gonna do a cardio and then weight training in the morning, then yes, eat some solid foods. But if it's just cardio, then yeah, you can actually get by without having any solid foods yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks. All right, so this next question parlays in from the other one. Charlie from Utah asks, what is the best workouts to do to build muscle mass? He wants to get bigger.
Repping from the States, Utah, So for me, the best mass building workouts is going to be workouts that consist of a lot of compound exercises. So you got your isolate exercises and then you got your compound exercises. So the difference between the two is isolate exercises works only one joint. So let's say you want to get big biceps. Well, if you're going to do bicep curls, you're only moving your elbow, so it's only working one joint, which is only using a little bit of muscle, which doesn't require a lot of muscle breakdown. But if you want to get big biceps, you do what's called the compound exercises, which works 2 or more joints. So you do close grip chin-ups. That would be a good compound exercises for biceps. And you're working your delts, like you're moving your shoulders as well as your elbows. So you're using more muscle, which requires more muscle breakdown. So if you want to get big, do a lot of compound exercises. So for chest, a good workout would be the bench press. You can use dumbbells or a barbell because you're moving more than one joint. If you want an isolate workout, just do one cable fly like this, because then you're only using one, right? So there's difference. I think when you're building a body that you desire, I think you need both in your workout. You need some compound, some isolate. But for those beginners out there that are really skinny, that just want to get bigger, yeah, start with a bunch of compound exercises. Then as you progress throw in a bunch of isolated workouts in there as well. So
Maybe just touch on the grip placement as well, for like especially for wider grips as opposed to close grips, because it builds the
for sure.
depth and stuff.
For sure. So the way it works is the wider grip you works. So I'll just stick with chest, okay? So if you're working your chest and you do a wide grip placement, you're gonna work more of the outside of the chest, and you're gonna build that longer chest. So you're gonna build, so it's gonna get longer. Now if you do more of the close grip, like bench press close grip, it works more of the inside of your pecs, but as well as you're gonna build that width. So you're gonna get the big chest this way, and as well as this way. So if you just stick to, doing workouts like this, yeah, you're gonna get a good chest, but it's gonna be really, really long, but not really, really flat, right? So you kind of want to build kind of both up.
You want to look like the oak.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Or like this guy.
Schwarzenegger for the uneducated. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Question number 4 comes from catfish_83. That's awesome. I love cats and fish.
Dude, you eat cats?
Sorry.
Dude, that's sick.
No, how often can you work the same muscle group in a week?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have actually a lot of guys and girls that ask me that question, especially the clients that I'm training. I think different muscle groups require different rest times. So you have like your abs and your calves. They're such a small muscle group. So you don't need to have as much rest within maybe a day, 24 hours to 48 hours of rest. But if you're doing bigger muscle groups like your hamstrings and your quads, your chest and your back and things like that, you need at least 48 hours or more for rest time, right? As well as you have to keep in mind that your diet plays a huge role into your muscle recovery as well, right? If you have a crappy diet, it's gonna take longer for your muscles to heal because you're not getting the right macros needed for healing, right? So you need your protein, you also need your fats and your carbs. If you're not getting the right amount, your body won't get the nutrients it needs and the proteins it needs to rebuild back stronger, right? Another good thing that I know that a lot of bodybuilders and even fitness people take is glutamine, right? Glutamine helps speed up the process of healing your muscles. So if you can throw stuff like that into your diet and stuff, then you can actually work even your bigger muscle groups more times in a week. But so to break it down, abs, calves, and maybe shoulders, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, arms as well, and then your chest and your back work maybe twice a week at the most, maybe like legs once a week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly comes down to like how well determined you are, how much you're in the gym, and what you're willing to put out. So
yeah, and how well you're taking care of your body.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Awesome. And another question from Taylor. He says, do you even lift?
Yeah, I think I saw that on the Facebook thing. Taylor, if you're out there, you're watching this video, I do not lift, so please give me pointers, give me tips.
Were you born this way?
I think it's just natural. Like some people are born as a champ and a legend, and then some
born as babies too.
Are born as babies, and some are born with no muscles. So Taylor, it's genetics. Anyways, nice seeing you repping it from the Brooks.
Nice. And this is our last question. This is going out there for the people that are strapped time-wise, that it's hard for them to get to the gym maybe a couple times a week or whatever. And so I know there's lots of people out there that are just curious as to full body workouts as opposed to segregated, kind of separate, specialized workouts, and maybe your thoughts on that.
For sure, that's actually a really good valid question, because I know like even there's a lot of single moms out there who tackling a job, tackling kids and this that. They might only have a Monday morning, a 2-hour slot to work out the gym. You might be so busy with exams, whatever. You might only have an hour in the gym. So I guess essentially, yeah, you could get a full body workout in. I would stick to, like I said, the compound exercises, like I said in the previous question, because when you're working chest and you're doing close grip chest, you're not only working your chest, you work your tricep muscles as well. So in one workout, you're working 2 different muscle groups, right? That's the reason why compound exercises are so effective, right? So I think if you want to get a full body workout in and you can only do 1 time a week, do a bunch of, compound exercises. You can go to my website, www.tylerfrederickhealth.com. I'll have a bunch of compound exercises posted on there for you. But for legs, squats, deadlifts, and then for bench press, and then you can do like chin-ups and dips for your arms, and shoulders, dumbbell presses, and then throw some cardio in there. If you're gonna do weight training and cardio in the same workout, do your weight training first and then your cardio at the end, because with your weight training you need as much energy as possible to push that weight through, and then when you're kind of burnt out at the end from weight training, then you can still do your cardio at the end. So yeah, I don't know, like just do combat exercises, maybe do one chest, like do one workout per muscle group, and then you could be able to fit it in about an hour and a half, and the next week comes around, you'll be ready to go and do it again. So
Sweet. All right, folks, that concludes our session for today for Q&A. I hope that answered lots of your questions. It's probably gonna stir up more questions for you, and that's great. I mean, that's what we're here for, is to educate you. And so if you do have more questions and stuff, that we're gonna do another session next week. So be sure to get a hold of Tyler at...
Yeah, you can go to my website at www.tylerfrederickhealth.com. Go to the book a session section. You can send me an email, ask a question there. You can, go to my Facebook at facebook.com/TylerDoranFrederick, or my Instagram is at Tyler Frederick. Ask me questions. If you're a close friend of mine, you have my number. You can even send me a text or give me a phone call, and we'll feature you in our next video, and we'll answer your question to the best of our ability. And yeah, I think it's been a good night for these solid questions, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
Good job. Over and out. Love you guys.
All right, another one. Amanda Hugginkiss says, what's the best workout for your fingers?
I'd say the best workout for your fingers would be probably finger curls. So you can take kettlebells. Those, like, you can get like 10 pound or 50 pounds, and you just put them on your fingers, and all you do is you curl, right? And I mean, like, that's an isolate workout. But if you want to work all your fingers, you can do what's called a compound, where you put a kettlebell on each finger and you curl them all at the same time.
All right, Taylor Brecken Ronald.
Well, it's Taylor Branch and Choffin Geyser.
Oh. All right, Tyler. So this is a random question from an unknown user. They want to know, how did you get into fitness?
For sure. Well, it all started back to my dad. This is my dad. He made the cover of Men's Fitness magazine.
Yeah, now that this is over, man, what am I getting paid for, like, interviewing you and stuff?
Oh, I forgot about payment, man. Oh, wait.
Oh, nice.
Okay. 20 for you, and the rest for me.